YouTubers. We're going to do an unboxing. We managed to get our hands on a Geforce GTX 1080, the Founders Edition from MSI. Why a 1080? Because it's specially made for VR. It's VR ready. One of the few cards on the market. Well, I think the only card. Even the 1070 is not VR adapted apparently. So that's why we went for a GTX 1080. We'll unbox it and then later on we'll put that in my machine and have a look how good it works. Just open this thing up here. Pull this. Throw that box away. MSI, nice box. And nothing in here. Oh, maybe a few CDs, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's get that open as well. Yeah. So I got the typical MSI quick user's guide. NVIDIA and MSI drivers. We don't need that. We get that online. And we got a thank you card. Thank you for choosing our product. And of course, last but not least, the most important bit is the Geforce GTX. Got this baby out of the bag. Ooh, look at this. Nice. It's got, ooh, the plastic. Who doesn't love that? Tearing plastic away. So you got like a view mirror to look inside at the cooling fins, the fan. Nice green Geforce GTX. Power, only one, which is for a card with this caliber unique because normally they suck power like a camel, sucks water. And then we have all the slots, HDMI, and 4 other ones, DVI, and all the regular stuff. So you'll see once we connect them how good that thing really works. Not much to see otherwise. The back is totally black. There we go. That's the Geforce 1080. Let's put it in my machine and give it a VR go. So this is my current setup. My PC for VR. So everything inside this baby for the moment. So what have I got? My motherboard is a Asus M5 A99FX, the Pro R2 version. Very good motherboard indeed. Can't complain. Does everything it needs to do. It's quick, adaptable, lots of memory to put in there. What do I use as a hard drive? I got this baby, which is the Predator. And it's an M2 PCI Express hard drive, and this baby flies. It really flies. 1,400 megabits a second. You can really fly with this machine. It starts up super quick, and you put it in your PCI slot, which is over there for the moment, sitting here. I can hardly see it because it's not that big actually. As a secondary drive, I got a ordinary Samsung SSD 850 Evo. Good, 500 gig, pardon me. More than enough. And my current GPU is this one. It's the MSI R9 390X with 8 gig gaming RAM. That's DDR5, by the way. It is quick. It's good for games, but it actually lacks in VR. When I use my Vive, some games I do, certainly in the beginning when I started up, I've got lost frames, which I can see in the bottom of my VR screen. It says lost frames and then the amount of frames I'm losing. So nearly every game I start up, I start with lost frames. Once the game gets going, it's good. But race games like Formula 1 and other types of racing I have to put everything to a minimum, even with this card, which is actually not really, it's the high mid-range, I think. So this one is going out, and we're going to put in the Geforce GTX, of course, this baby. Going to go in there, and we'll see how better it is. So now we'll get the MSI R9 390X out of this machine. A bit of fiddling and a push from this side. It should pop out, hopefully. And there we go. Click here, click there. So this was the previous card. Very nice one, by the way, but a bit dusty as well. It lacked a bit, honestly. It lacked a bit of power and cooling, because I got constant overheating and the fans were always at 100%. So I'm going to put in another machine and we'll see if I can do something with it later on. By the way, here is my, which I talked earlier about, the Predator. I'll take it out for you so you can have a look. That's it. Not much to see really. You got the socket M2 here, and that's the only piece of memory that's on there. That's 250 gigabytes on this slot card. We'll put that back where it came from before we got troubles. There we go. And we're going to put this baby in. Should be easy enough. And let's put in the right slot. Fiddle about a bit because it's a big bastard. There we go, click. It's that easy. We're going to give it some power. And it's going to be this one, I think. Other way around. Much better. Yeah, that's one, and that's the second one. Fiddle a bit. There you go. We're going to screw it back in place so it doesn't escape. And we got the Geforce GTX in the machine. Only thing left to do now is connect everything, reinstall the drivers, because it was an AMD and this is now an NVIDIA, so brand new drivers. And once it's all hooked up, I'll give it a go. So guys, I put the Geforce GTX 1080 in the PC and I got the comparison score from 3D Mark. As you see here, that was the old system setup. So we got the AMD FX 8350 processor with the AMD R9 390X. And the new configuration is this one with the Geforce 1080. So as you can see immediately, I got a 20% increase in the 3D Mark score. The graphics score, believe it or not, 50% more. And then something that baffles me is the physics score. Both physics score and physics test are in favor of the old setup. And I think that's weird because a new NVIDIA GeForce should be also with a physics processor inside, because physics is one of the main things they need for VR. There's a lot of physics in VR, not just graphics. So I think that's a bit weird that this score is heading over towards the R9 instead of the GeForce 1080. If it would have been a GeForce 1070, I wouldn't have been surprised that much, but I am surprised now. However, we're going to figure out why that is. It's not a big difference, but it's a 5% difference toward the AMD Radeon R9 instead of the Geforce 1080. All the rest is in favor of the NVIDIA card, of course, which is really logical. In almost all cases you got 50% increase in the frames per second. So this is our first test, not a really major one, but then again a good one. I'm looking online for tests that really do VR tests, but I don't think they're any online right now, especially for VR. So that's all for now.